Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Tacoma and surrounding areas. It's great to see you all. It's such an honor to be among this group of women. I got the call and I was kind of like, who, where, what? Really? It was one of those. I reserve a few things where I have to make the call to Mom back in Indiana. So that was one of them. Guess what? Guess what happened, Mom? She was like, really? So. She was going to be here today, but it's a long flight for her. So, but you know, we'll send her video and all that good stuff. So, at any rate, my talk is a little different. You know, we've all overcome, you know, adversity and challenges in our life. I certainly haven't had a stroke as a young person, which is an amazing story, Emily. But I think for me, you know, adversity is more just about trying to reach a goal that I've been working toward. And, you know, that started, I think, when I was probably really, really young. People ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What's your story? What do you want to be when you grow up? Tell us. This is where my story started. I'm 5 years old in this picture, 4 years old in this picture. That's my little cousin on the floor, my cousin Matt. And, when people ask me when I was a kid, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a singer. I want to be a singer, play the guitar. So here I am, all these years later. I'm a singer, I'm playing the guitar. My dad was in a band when I was a kid, so all this is his fault. He'll happily tell you that. And he used to take me to band practice with him, much to my mother's chagrin. It was the 70s, you know. So I'm sure there are things there I probably shouldn't have been around, but, you know. We didn't wear seatbelts either, so whatever, you know. We ate dirt and, you know, kinds of stuff. But I remember being little, you know, I used to play the guitar. I didn't really play it, obviously. I thought I was playing it, but I can tell you I was singing a song for sure. But the first song that my dad really taught me how to play is a song I still play. I still love it. So I'm going to play that song for you guys right now. Sitting in the morning sun, I'm sitting till the evening's done, watching the ships roll in, then I watch them roll away again. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. Seems I've got nothing to live for. Looks like nothing's gonna come my way. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Looks like nothing's gonna change it. Everything remains the same, and I can't do what 10 people tell me to do. So I guess I'll remain the same. I'm gonna sit here, resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I've roamed just to make this dock my home. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Thank you. So I continued playing music, and my plan when I graduated from high school was I was going to put this guitar here in the back of my 65 Mustang and drive to LA and be a rock star. And my mom was like, that's funny. You got jokes, too. That's good. So I was also the first person in my family to be able to go to college. So at 17, I could not break my mom's heart that way. I just didn't quite have enough, wasn't quite centered in my own identity yet enough to make that decision. So I went to college, which is not a bad thing at all. I'm glad, things happen the way they're kind of supposed to happen, I think. Because I learned a lot of things there that helped me do what I'm doing now, right now in my life. So it's kind of come full circle. But I got fired from a band when I was in my 20s. Yeah, that was when this started. Because I thought, well, that's not going to happen again. I don't like that. I was a backup singer and a rhythm guitar player in a band in college, and it was in school, but I was always playing music. Music was always a part of my life. It always has been. It was always the plan. I just was kind of figuring out still how to get there. And so I was just working any way I could. So I was a backup singer, and I was playing rhythm guitar, and the band leader at the time said, hey, Kim, why don't you sing a song tonight? Why don't you sing a song? And I was like, okay, great. I get to sing a lead song. This is great. I haven't got to do this before. Well, the audience really liked it, and the other lead singer got really mad. And she did not like the fact that I was the band, so she had the lead guy fire me because I showed her up, I guess. I don't know. But I thought, well, okay, I'm not going to get fired from a band again. I'm just going to start my own. So that literally was the way the Kim Archer Band started. And that was in Indiana in 1997. Yeah, so it's been a while. I knew that the challenge I needed to overcome when I was still in Indiana was how to become a full-time musician. That's always been the goal. That's always been the plan since the last slide. It's always been the plan. But I was living in a place where not only did it just not support live music. I mean, Indiana's a sports town. It's all basketball. It's all which is fine. But live music just really isn't a thing there. In addition to that, especially the time that I was there, Indiana was pretty black and white. And a lot of people just weren't interested in hearing soul music. It's just not, you could go to the country bar down the street and it was packed. If you go to the soul bar, there was 4 people. Just the way it was, So I knew I needed to get to a place where I could actually work and I could actually be a full-time musician. So that's what brought me to Washington. I had a friend who had moved out here prior and was a musician, said, you should come out and visit, you should come check it out. So I did, and about the 4th day here, I had gone up to Seattle to visit, and I was standing in the middle of Pike Place Market, and the barbershop singers were singing out there, the old guys out in front of the Starbucks, which to me was like, there's music in the streets? What? This place is like heaven. I mean, what, And I happened to get here in a summer where we had like no rain for 60-some days, and I'm like, it doesn't rain here. What are you guys talking about? This is heaven. It's beautiful. Right? And so I remember walking out, and these guys said, hey, they motioned me, come sing with us. And I'm like, me? Okay. I was there just kind of humming a part. I really could not tell you why I was asked to sing with them. I honestly think, I'm one of those people kind of believes in signs. I think it was a sign. And I got up there, and they were singing, This Little Light of Mine. We started singing. I started singing a part. Okay. And now they started doing solos, come down the line. I'm like, thinking, geez, it's almost my turn. What am I supposed to do here? This old guy looks at me. He just looks at me and gives me the nod. And I'm like, okay, This Little Light. And I started to sing, and I let it go. I let it go. It was the first time I got to sing in Washington, in downtown Seattle. Like, I was kind of green. I'm just from this little country girl from Indiana. Like all of a sudden I'm standing here in the middle of the Pike Place Market singing. It was amazing. And people started coming out of the shops, and they started kind of gathering around. And it was the first time I realized they know what to do with me. They know what to do. This is the place for me. That felt so good. I can't really explain it. And I walked out to the middle of the street, and I called my mom on the phone, and I said, hey, Mom, I just want you to be the first to know I'm moving to Washington. Yes. And she said, damn it, I knew that was going to happen. My mother and I have always been very just bonded. We're very, very, very connected that way. There'll be times she'll call me and say, so you're having a bad day. What's going on? I'm like, how do you know I'm having a bad day? You're 3,000 miles away. It's one of those things. You know, mothers, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. But my beginning in my family is an interesting kind of story as well. I'm adopted as a baby. I was adopted as a baby into a white family in 1972 in the Midwest. There's not people who here who look like me. I felt you on that. Sometimes in the North End, I still feel you on that. It's all good. It's all good. You know, it's that experience. I mean, my family and I we've had some interesting and sometimes some tough conversations in this current climate. You know, and I think it's important for people to keep having those conversations. And honestly, the more uncomfortable they are, probably the better they are. So keep having them. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Because there's something about, you know, we as people are connected. We're all connected in some way, somehow. Sometimes even though we prefer not to be, we are. And I think that we as leaders, as women especially, you know, we have a great opportunity to lead in the ways that women lead, with love, with compassion, with forethought, with intention. Women do things for a reason. We always have a reason, right? May not understand what it is right now, but we have a reason for what we do. And sometimes we just don't explain it because it's just too complicated. Just follow me here. Just trust me, right? I've thought this through. I know what I'm doing. Just trust me. Just follow me. So we as women, I want us to always give that support to each other like we're doing tonight. I appreciate this so much. And I want to share a final thought about being connected to people. I'm just celebrating the first year of a new connection for me, which if you'd have told me even 10 years ago that I would be a person that would get married, I would have told you, no, that's never going to happen. I was one of those people. And then I met this woman right here. And my faith was restored. So, yeah, my story has not been, nobody has a smooth path. Nobody has a smooth path. If we did, you know, we wouldn't have challenges. We wouldn't push ourselves to do things we've never done before, you know. So challenges are, they're necessary. And I try to embrace them. I try to make it a learning experience. I try to embrace them. I try to approach them with love and compassion and a whole lot of guts, much as I can muster up. I remember that day I got here on a one-way ticket with a suitcase and about 3 boxes and a guitar. And that seems like a really long time ago. I knew one person when I moved here. And I remember thinking some of those first nights, what did I do? Because I was so comfortable in Indiana, but not, you know? So whatever dream you have or whatever thing it is you want to do, just go do it. Just go do it. Don't think about the things that are going to be in your way and all the people that are going to tell you no, because that's everything. That's always going to be there. Just look past it. Believe in yourself. You've got it. You got this. You got this. Hello, my friend. It's been so long. Tell me, how have you been? I can't remember the last time I saw your smile. Now we haven't talked about our troubles from day to day. Somehow I knew that you would understand anyway. trouble, you've been standing right there beside me, reaching out your hand. Hello, my friend, I feel your love around me, lifted me up again. Yeah, you're holding me up again. Hello, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend. Hello, my friend, my friend, my friend. Thank you very much, Tacoma. I love you guys. Thank you.